Who are you? Beer Drink Shouter here, and today we're gonna play some Fire Pro Wrestling World on Steam, the Steam Network. Not sure if you all are aware of the Steam Network, but I am definitely a huge fan of Fire Pro Wrestling. So I had to hop my ass on the Steam Network and grab Fire Pro Wrestling World. And it kind of pisses me off for the fact that I got Fire Pro Wrestling World on Steam, and it seems that the PlayStation version is getting all of the perks as far as DLC packages of the New Japan Pro wrestlers and more, what would you call it? More structure in the whole process, not process, just more structure. Like the PlayStation version is way more structured, and I don't own a PlayStation 4 or 5, whatever the fuck, whatever's I got a Xbox One, so I'm stuck to this. But what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna play a match that is a throwback match. You know, I'm gonna get Sabu. I love Sabu. Sabu's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. We get him in the green, and then we're gonna take on old Rob Van Dam. Where you at? And that's another thing I hate about this. Is like you gotta, on the Steam version is a lot like the old school versions. If you remember having it on Dreamcast, I think I bought a Dreamcast just to order the Japanese version back in the day. It was Fire Pro Wrestling 6-Man Scramble, and it was on Dreamcast if I remember right. It was an imported game, so everything was in Japanese. But I'm gonna just recount one of my favorite matches of all time. It was Sabu versus Rob Van Dam. I believe it was Hostile City Showdown. I could be wrong. You wrestling dorks out there, aka what wrestling fans that really want to throw in the face of others that they're more of a wrestling fan. You marks out there. Let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna just talk a little bit about old school wrestling. I may end up doing this thing. So I got Sabu versus the great Rob Van Dam. I gotta turn this shit down because like I keep hearing myself. I'm using the OBS, what do you call it, broadcaster / recorder. I have an Elgato, but it's too much. Like I hate hooking it up. I should just leave it hooked up, but I don't care to do that. Let me get that arrow the fuck out of the way. Arrow, get the fuck out of here, man. There we go. What do you say? Definitely enjoy me a beer Friday night. I ain't trying to be out and about. Man, damn, the whole fucking show. But anyway, you better catch this shit though. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna just play the damn game. And kind of recount old school wrestling. Not even old school wrestling. Like, if you're watching this video, let me know in the comments. When did you fall in love with ECW? I fell in love with ECW probably in 96, 95 or 96. I was young to it, but I ended up seeing it in, was it UPN? I forget. It was like a shitty wrestling network. Like, what the hell is this shit? Doesn't look too good, but as far as the pyro and theatrics that we all remember as far as WWE events. But I'm like, yo, this is pretty dope. I'm liking this. And it was funny because the thing that really put me onto it was like, yo, they're cussing? That's weird. Vince wouldn't have that. I'm just DDTing after DDT, but if you know Sabu, you know that this is a breaking down thing that he does, just choking a motherfucker. And I know a lot of you motherfuckers that are watching this don't understand that. You're probably like, yo, this game looks like shit. And to be totally honest, it does look a lot like shit. And I'm choking this motherfucker because I'm working him. I'm working him over. I'm working them over. Like, this game is very dope. Like, look, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can show you right now. This game is so strategic and based on timing. Like, you gotta breathe. Look, watch, I'm gonna breathe. I'm breathing now. Like, later on in the matches, like say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I ain't gonna say 10 minutes. About 15 minutes, 20 minutes in, if you have a classic like that. Like, you have to, like, your breathing goes down, like your vitals go down, and you have to really like work certain areas. It's a pretty dope game. I mean, like I said, regardless of, you know, your WWE 2Ks, this game is really fun. And but anyway, let me get back. Like, tape trading, that's what I'm gonna say. Tape trading back in the 90s on AOL. That shit was so dope. Like, that was back in the days where you didn't have the internet like that. Or you had the internet, but it was a thing to where, okay, you kind of just learn the internet because you're a little kid and shit. But on AOL, through the message, what do they call message boards? You came across, wow, we're thinking the same. We came across tape trading, which was really dope because you could see matches and you can see even events. Fuck that up. You could see events maybe a week after they happen. Oh, man, that's what I'm saying. I haven't played this game in a long time. I used to be a monster at it. But you could see events maybe a week, 2 weeks after they happened that were put on in Japan by tape trading. Either you can trade a tape from like your local wrestling to other people, or you could just send them $7. Send them $7. And it was funny. This was before PayPal. Before PayPal, what you would do is you would send a money order through the mail. Take probably a week for them to get your money order. And a lot of people even used to do COD, cash on delivery, which is fucking hilarious. Like, there ain't no way in hell you're doing that today. But you do cash on delivery. When your package gets to the door, then you give the mail nigga the money order, and they on their way. Their money's on the way. You would send them a message letting them know that, and you good to go. You go ahead and slide the VHS tape into your receiver, and you watching wrestling for probably about 2 years, for about 3 hours on the weekend if you didn't have nothing to do. And it was funny because I was a huge fan of not just getting like events. I would get mixtapes or like compilation tapes, and that's the reason that's how I got a lot of my knowledge on Hayabusa. That's how I got a lot of my knowledge on what's his name, Mitsuharu Misawa. Got a lot of background on Tiger Mask, and that was being a wrestling fan back in the 90s. Like, we really had to work in order to do a split-legged moonsault, folks. This should be it. He finished a lot of matches like that back in the 90s with old Sabu. But yeah, wrestling has definitely changed, and I'm gonna say for the better because it's more accessible, and I like that. I like the fact that it's more accessible and you don't have to wait as much. But the only people that are dropping the ball as far as wrestling right now is the promotion. And I'm not saying the promotions, I'm saying the promotion, being WWE, for the fact that, like, we've lost all, kayfabe is done, to be honest, but it's just a thing to where we have Twitter. Like, we know too much about the wrestlers. Like, we don't believe the shit anymore. And that's, I mean, it's cool and all, but back in the day, even then, like, we knew the shit was fake. But it was a thing to where it was more of a, we wasn't all in their business, I put it that way. We weren't liking all of their Instagram posts and all this and that and the other. It was more for the love of wrestling. And just how I said about the tape trading and everything else, if you really wanted to invest time in wrestling, you had to really invest time in wrestling. And the funny thing about this game, though, is funny that that wasn't a real rope break, of course, but you see that the shadow of the ropes. If you're within the shadow of the ropes, just don't do don't try to pin, because it's definitely gonna be a rope break, I guess, because how they look at it is like you're underneath the rope. But wrestling's dope, and at the age of 36 years old now, I still love wrestling, but it is definitely different. And it's kind of almost like it's an on and off type of deal, to where, damn it, what the fuck was that? This is kind of an on and off deal to where, okay, I mess with it for a second, and then it gets boring, and then I stop watching it for months, but then I always find my way back into watching WWE, and I need to get back to my roots of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know All Japan Pro Wrestling doesn't exist anymore, but we'll just see. Here we go, Camel Clutch, done deal, Sabu, we win, we winning all day, and you know he ain't letting go that early. I really want to beat him with the triple jump moonsault, but I don't think that's available on this game. They should do that, but this is the Steam version. Maybe you can do that with the PlayStation 4 version, but you know, on PC, you know, the originators of Fire Pro Wrestling, we getting shafted. Is what it is. But anyway, this is the first Fire Pro Wrestling video that I put up, and definitely not a great one for the fact that I probably said way too much. I didn't have a set topic, and it wasn't relevant as far as now, but this is a test, so I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this thing right now. If y'all enjoyed it, let me know. I could even do simulations and talk over it. That way I can have more of a structure in what I'm saying. But yeah, it's fun. I love Fire Pro Wrestling to this day. 2018 is crazy. I would have never thought 10 years ago that I'd still be playing Fire Pro Wrestling today and enjoying it. Love the game. I got to get back my timing, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to end up loving this game all over again. However, no, it's not Ukes. Whoever's the maker of Fire Pro Wrestling, show some love to the PC players. Show some love to the PC players, and remember that this is where it started. PlayStation 4 is all great and dandy, but most real Fire Pro Wrestling fans knew about the game before it even came out or relaunched on Steam, and we pre-ordered and we ordered like how I did, and expected to have the updated DLCs and everything, you know, the way that, you know, I feel that we should have it. But it is what it is, you know. We know PlayStation 4 is a bigger platform than Steam, you know what I'm saying? But show some love to the Fire Pro Wrestling community. Fuck boys. Anyhow, I'm Beer Drink Shouty, and I'm out.
AOL, ever heard of it? 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 Back in the day of the dial-up modem, that's where G-Watch roamed. Credit card numbers on deck. Yes, I had fun at home. Chatty yaddy yat, punt, email bomb. Grip, goods, gifts, sick fucks, kids. AOL, ever heard of it?